Sorry guys. No fancy intro for this movie. I mean, the last one kinda got away from us. Ended up being so long. Hey. Yeah, you better run. Oh, by the way, hi. Think I forgot to say that. But yeah, let's do a quick recap and then just continue the work. I mean, what else there is to say? So in the last video we got this thing running, and literally running. Thing went down the hill backwards and I thought I was gonna die. But I'm still alive, so it's okay. We figured out a bunch of things. Basically all the filters on the thing, nobody had cleaned them, nobody had serviced them. It was all crap. Even the oils, well, apart from the final drives and differentials, I guess, were pretty bad. Took us a while to figure stuff out once we got it running, but we finally got the thing to move. Went forward, went backward, almost destroyed my water tower, but the thing moved and everything seemed to kind of work on it. And that about sums up last episode. So in this video, you know, I'm not really sure what I'm gonna do, but who cares, we're gonna figure it out. So most likely I'm just gonna try to fix leaks and just, you know, my goal is to start the thing from the gap. Don't wanna wiggle around there with the screwdriver. Might like die. A lot of current there. So that's not a very optimal solution. We need to install a key or push start in the gap. The wiring on this thing is a bit funky. I think I'm just gonna pour concrete here. Get some good counterweight on the front end. Yeah, lots of concrete. I guess my end goal would be to get this thing running on some sort of level. Maybe take it for a little ride somewhere. And yeah, I guess we'll take it from there. Let's currently just add those two goals. Be able to start the thing from the gap and fix a bunch of leaks. Talking about leaks, we do have a major problem, guys. And also I have a theory why the previous owner was unable to get this thing to move. So you guys remember when we ended the video and noticed the leak from down here? Initially we thought it's coming from there, that the rubber part is broken or something. But now, see that big yellow line? That has rubbed or vibrated against that line, and there's literally a hole in there. So I did like a quick patch. I put a piece of rubber there and a bunch of clamps. So that pretty much held for like 2 days, and now it's leaking from here. Now this is a lot bigger problem than that. This is not very good. It's the flywheel housing, and I assume we got the pump or something behind the flywheel, because you know there is no clutch in this machine. So the gearbox always will get power through that shaft, and the gearbox does the clutch thing, although there is no clutch in there. I don't really know how the system works, but who cares, it's not important. What's important though is that that's a serious leak, and in order to fix that, you know, we need to remove this entire section, because the leak is obviously coming from that side. It cannot come from this side, because this is hydraulic oil. It's very clean and nice. So I assume, because I blocked that leak off, something filled up in this compartment, and now this shaft seal or gasket is letting the oil through. This area needs to be open in order for oil leaks to get out. So that's by design. So I don't think I will like do this in this video. This is a pretty big job. I'm not really sure even how to properly do this. I mean, everything has to be disconnected here. All the hydraulic lines that go into this massive pump housing. There's actually 2 hydraulic pumps connected up to that housing. Yeah, the first pump is this one, and the second one is down there. I think it has two of the same pumps, NS-100. So these are pretty reliable pumps. Joseph has one also. And they're relatively cheap. Like, I was looking it up and that pump, it just costs about $200. Very cheap but reliable pumps. Just after we finished driving the thing, I noticed that the hydraulic level was just missing. It was here, but I don't know where it's at now. But basically, I'm just gonna drain the hydraulic tank. This machine has like $500 to $600 of hydraulic fluid in it, and I don't want it to go into the ground here. So about my theory why the previous owner was unable to get the thing to work. Like I said, this machine has no clutch. It relies its movement from the gearbox. And the gearbox requires hydraulic oil pressure in order to function properly. I think he did not have enough oil in the system and thus not enough hydraulic pressure. The guy did tell me that mysteriously the hydraulic oil did disappear because I found the leak. I think he just didn't know it. But not really great news for me also. Not looking forward for that job, but it has to be done. Also, we can tell from the drainage how much fluid did we lose with that test. And the oil is pretty dark as well, because there is a lot of dirt in the system. But I'm pretty sure this is okay to use again. Honestly, I was hoping for more. So I got about 70 liters back. 50 liters lost. No, I don't think that's true. 50 liters is a lot of oil. You can't just miss that. I think it's just in the system somewhere. You know, hydraulic cylinders, pumps. Doesn't make sense to lose 50 liters and not notice it. Yeah, this is probably gonna leak for a while. I don't think I can reuse that oil. So before I continue, I'm gonna build a new DARP under the machine. I mean, this one is a bit messed up from the previous episode, so I want something fresh. So I decided to remove the DARP altogether. Didn't really like it anyway. I had a couple of these really old rocks, or are they called racks? These really old floor mats. And I figured maybe this is a better option, because if this gets dirty, I can just pull it out, sort of clean it and put it back. Plus, the most important thing is that wind does not carry this away. I don't need to put any anchors on it. And this is heavy enough, so it will not go anywhere. Plus, check it out how fancy my underside is now. Dude, we could host a Turkish tea party down there. Just gotta vacuum the floor a bit. Bunch of grass on it now, for some reason. But guys, let's just gonna get to work. Let's start off with getting that hydraulic line off. let's see what's the deal, why it's leaking, and I guess just start taking the bumps off one by one. There's two of them here, and one of them or both are leaking into the flywheel bell housing, and the leak is pretty severe, as you saw. So we cannot drive this thing without fixing that. Check that hose clamp out, guys. I've never seen a clamp like that. It's like a pin type of a clamp. How would you even tighten that? I don't get it. What is that? I think I'm just kind of destroying it, but I don't understand how it's supposed to come off. Maybe there are one-time use. Dude, that's water. What is water doing there? There shouldn't be any water in there. Oh no! My carpet! I mean my rag. I mean my rug. Whatever, man, my... Kurat! Persse raisk. Pekki, no kus see mul üla peale kõik jooksis? Kus see veel? Kurat! T-särk kõik õli täis, täitsa pekkis nagu. Is it bad? Can't see. Looks like it has also worn out from here, but not fully through. Man. Quite a hole there. I'm gonna use these old hoses as sort of cushioners, because I probably can't eliminate the rub, the vibrational rub. So in about 100 years it's probably gonna develop a new hole. This will prevent that, hopefully. Dude, what? Entire can of paint to paint that thing, really? Feels like this thing is mostly water, I don't know. But let's go deal with that bump now. Bumps, I mean. The other one is down there. The bump is only held in place with 4 nuts, but a bunch of hoses connected to it. Okay, so I'm gonna start off with this bump. It's a bit easier to access, and maybe if I remove this one, then the one back there will be also easier to access. And by the looks of it, it only has input and output. So just undo those, or better yet, undo that. Then I don't need to build a new gasket for that. Yeah, back here is a bit more difficult. Or maybe not, maybe this is just a... Yeah, I just undo that and then should be good. One of those ninja clamps again. Great success! Dude, my carpet is getting screwed. Man, whatever, I don't even care anymore. You can need some Soviet tool for that bit there. Couldn't find the right size wrench for that, sadly. Did found this cute little thing though. It says France Gruel on it. 2080. Cyberpunk tool, guys. Anybody want to buy this? Oh, never mind, I lost it. Note to self: buy bigger wrenches. Just to make sure that no turtle doves can fly in there. And the sucky part is that I'm not even sure if this is the pump that's leaking. It may just be the other one. There's really only one way to confirm that. I guess start the engine, just let the thing run for a bit. Open up that cover plate. I'm sure there's something similar there as well somewhere. Then I could physically see which of the two pumps are leaking. But that means I need to go and refill all the reservoirs. I think it's just easier to take both of the pumps off and replace the seals on both of them. Then I can also confirm if the pumps are bad or not. If these pumps are worn out, it's just better to replace them, because the hydrostatic drive gearbox, it requires a lot of oil and oil pressure to work properly. And if these pumps are not working up to spec, then that can cause problems for the gearbox. So let's just kind of take both of them out and see what's what. I'm mostly concerned about putting the thing back later, man. This is horrible even to take off. You, that thing came out with that thing, okay. Willing to bet you that thing is super glued here. When Lenin was still alive. Everything there looks dry, apart from that asbestos gasket. Dude, this thing weighs a lot. I think it's gonna fall down, which is not ideal. Yeah, I have a feeling that putting that back is gonna be fun. Not. What the hell, man? Kuidas see nii palju kaalub, ma ei saa aru. 2 tonni. Kuradi voolik see üldse on, ma ei saa aru. Mis asja, see on ilmselt lahtine. Aa, see voolik oli sealt pärit, no siin pohhu. So the pump is called NS-100, and I think it's the biggest pump they had at that time, at least to my knowledge. But you know, it's just a simple gear pump. That's why it's probably so cheap. It's just about $250. I mean, that coupler probably even costs more. It does have some play in it, but itself it feels like it's pumping. It has some stiffness to it. So I think this pump is fine. I think there is some type of seal there. Got a snap ring there. Some type of a plate. And I think under that plate there should be a O-ring or something. You know, maybe the book that I made, maybe that has some information. Hydraulic pump. Different numbers though. NS-71, NS-100. Maybe they're not the same. So we got the snap ring. Yep. Some plate. Yep. And 17 is cuff. So it doesn't have a O-ring, it has a cuff instead. Kind of makes sense, I guess. Cuff is a type of seal. It has this spring in it, which keeps tension on the shaft. So I guess we just need to remove the snap ring. Then we should be able to access the cuff. There should be two cuffs here, linked together or something. Yep, two cuffs linked together. Yeah, physically, the cuffs look okay, but that doesn't mean it's good. It doesn't bend at all, which is interesting. I mean, the thing is made out of rubber, right? And there's a spring in there. It should be bendy. But it's just like hard plastic. It does not move. You can see it's just kind of breaking off like that. This cuff is completely bad. It's not supposed to break off like that. So definitely this was leaking 100% sure. And I'm thinking it's the same result on the other pump as well. Okay, now before I run to the shop and grab a bunch of new cuffs and snap rings, because one of them was slightly bent, I don't think I can reuse that. So maybe I can, but it's always better to have new. But before I do that, let's go take the second pump off as well. I mean, the book clearly says that they are different. NSH-100 and 100. I'm guessing this is the 100 pump, which is slightly bigger, and this is for the hydraulics. The second pump most probably is for the gearbox. I figured if they're different, then they won't take the same seals. So in order to save a trip, let's remove the second pump as well, just in case, before I go and buy seals. Dude, the second pump is really deep in there. And then there has to be a secondary hatch somewhere. It cannot be walled off like that. Maybe in the gap something. Come back, man. Maybe you want to trade tractors? No? Well, whatever then. Keep going. You have no clue what you're missing. There's a hatch there. Appears to be on the right spot even. There's just so much crap here. And what is that supposed to be? What? I don't get it. I don't know. Oh look guys, pump housing side. It has oil in it. I'm not 100% sure, but there shouldn't be any oil in there. So that's actually one way hydraulic oil can get into the crankcase. The pump seal goes, and then the oil will leak into the engine crankcase. That problem is on Joseph as well. One of the pumps is leaking directly into the crankcase, and I need to address that as well. On the Kirovets side though, this is a bit different because the pumps are not directly connected to the engine. So we got the engine, the flywheel there, and there is like a pump housing directly connected to the flywheel housing. But I'm guessing there is no seal between the two housings. So if the pump leaks into the pump housing, then it also leaks into the flywheel housing. So it's a bit different on this machine. I don't think hydraulic oil can get into this engine very easily or at all. Oh, that's much better. Now, before I try to understand what the hell is going on here, I'm just gonna quickly throw some water there. Catch that hole up. Look at that. We can actually see the pump and its color. I know that eventually I need to give it a steam bath, but that's really not a priority right now. The most important thing is get this thing running smoothly without any leaks, and then we can go buy some milk from the local supermarket. I do not care if they drag me down, throw me to the nut house. It will be worth it. This will be worth it. It's like super loose, but it does not move. 4 meetrit toruna teeb töö ära. Okay, well, from the bottom it appears I need to remove 2 hoses. That one and that one. Now, I'm not really sure what this yellow stuff is under the pump. Maybe it's some type of a valve setup. The book says something about the pump called NS-25 on this tractor, so that means there's a dirt pump here somewhere. I don't think that is it though. But then again, I don't really know anything. So maybe that is the dirt pump. But I can see that it's directly connected to the turning thing where the wheel is connected to. So the book says there is about 20 liters of fluids in that thing alone. And I think I can drain it out from this line. Hopefully. Because this would be a lot easier. If not, then that line, which is considerably harder. Gonna make a mess. Now, if possible, I'd like to recover that oil. So I got my funnel here with the mesh and that thing. I've already lost like couple of €100 worth of fluids from the last episode. So things are not really looking good. Here's my pipe. Wow. This thing is stuck. Okay. There goes about €70. Luckily Santa Claus brought me 4 more. Yo, I don't think there's 20 liters there. Very interesting. I was sure there's gonna be fluid here. Hopefully the 20 liters is in there. I would love to recover some fluids. No, that's empty. Well, at least I recovered about... Wow, that's actually quite a bit. Money in the bank. What the hell, man? Is that rust? This is like massive amount of rust in there. Guys, that is rust, correct? Oh, this thing is even heavier, man. What the hell? Like blocks of steel. You can see better than I do what's going on there. I can see some oil at the bottom, so I don't think this was also leak proof. It feels about the same. Actually, it's slightly better than that one. NSH-100 compared to 100, so slightly bigger pump, but still pretty impressive. The Soviet tractor that I have, that has NSH-32, I think, or 27. So quite the upgrade. Don't ask me about the naming logic. I think the number is about the volume, how much volume this pump can produce per minute or something. Oh yeah, look at this. Just kind of the rubber is just concrete. Same deal. Luckily the shafts are the same. That means also the seals are the same. I mean cuffs, sorry. But be right back guys, I'm gonna go for a bit of seal hunting. Not the illegal kind. Oh, so I got the new seals finally. Apparently these things are called shaft seals. Not sure why it says cuffs in the book. Maybe it's some type of a second word for them. But these things, you can feel that they are very rubbery. This thing is concrete. You can't bend it at all. It just kind of breaks into pieces. I think I got a bit more. Got a bit more there. Actually, I had to go through like 4 different shops. The first 3 did not have it. They told me it's some type of a weird size. The final shop though had 6 in stock and I bought all of them. So I need 4 for the Kirovets build. These 2 will be for Joseph because Joseph has that issue as well. And these 2 smaller ones are also for Joseph. The secondary pump on the dozer is a bit smaller, but these things should fit that one. So whenever I'm gonna do the pump seal replacement on the dozer, I already have the seals for it. Also, I tried to get new snap rings. Could not get these 2. They told me to forget about it. I did get these 2, but we're not 100% sure these will fit. They are the right size, but the thickness is slightly off. Make sure that everything is as clean as possible when installing these types of seals. And always install these types of shaft seals with this end towards the oily side. Might need a press for it, I'm not really sure. I'm gonna try to hammer it in. High. Dude, that thing is not going down there. It's like totally stuck. Already starting to warp this disc. I think I need to press it down because it needs to go about yeah, about 1.8 millimeters. It needs to go more. Guess it doesn't fit. Plus check it out guys, the hole. It's plugged off from the end. You can't even put a shaft through it. Unless this part comes off somehow. And I think this pipe is just bent really badly. I'm gonna make it shorter. See if that fixes the issue. Took like 2 hours, man. What the hell? Time well spent. Okay, we're good now, but guys, there is a small problem. So that thing does not go there anymore. I just realized this, but there is a small difference in the seal. So the old seal has this groove in it, and this steel, I don't know, plate sits nicely in that sleeve, but on the new seal we don't have that groove in it, so it does not go in there. That's a problem. Now I think this part is like a wiper, what you see on hydraulic cylinders. The sealing part is down there. This should be the sealing part. I don't think this is necessary. And I think this is like a Soviet version of a wiper. Now I have a couple of options. Option A would do nothing and leave it as it is. Just install the snap ring and it should work. Basically, I don't really need this Soviet style wiper. So maybe I should just do that. Now, some of you are gonna say, okay, we'll put it the other way, just flip it around, but it will not be centered. And as the pump is turning, it's just gonna grind the steel away eventually. I could try to make my own washer blade for it, but same deal, it will not be centered and it can just kind of start grinding against the shaft, so that's not gonna work. Maybe I can just force the thing on somewhat. I mean, I don't need a lot, just a little bit of pressure. Good. That's very tight. Yo, I think that will work. Just kind of, it's not correct, but I think this will work. Honestly, kind of funny. Installing that seal took me freaking 4 hours. About 2 minutes. I gotta make sure I don't lose this. I will need it on Joseph's pump repair as well. Video proof that I put it there, okay? Not bad. You know, that actually went pretty well. Definitely better than playing Scrub My Back for 2 hours straight without a happy ending. Even the paint flew off. I don't think I'm gonna repaint this. I'm gonna keep them aluminium colored. Don't worry guys, most of the gasket is still on the block. So that's gonna be fun to remove. Okay, well, now before I basically just gonna throw them back on the machine and drive Mr. Kirovets into a lake. Guys, I have some bad news. There's a problem. That was not the problem which caused our problem. I know it kind of makes no sense, but bear with me. I will try to explain the issue. Some of you may have already figured this part out and proceeded to write it in the comment section faster than Wikipedia editors. But the seals, they were not the issue. Sure, they were leaking, but this issue was not what caused the oil leak into the flywheel housing. And the bad news is that we are nowhere finished. Basically, that entire thing needs to come off. Now, if we look a bit closer, I noticed that there is a tiny drain hole at the bottom. So that means Zoe and the engineers actually thought about this. A pump seal going bad and it will leak into the housing. So they added a drain there and the hydraulic line that I repaired before. As it turns out, that is the drain line. So apparently this entire thing is either partially or completely filled with fluids. And the problem is there should be 2 O-rings between the flywheel housing and the pump housing. So both of those O-rings are bad. That's why it's leaking from one housing to another. So yeah, we're nowhere near finished with this thing. Easiest option would probably to just undo a lot of stuff and try to lift this entire housing out of here. So before I throw the pumps back in, let's try to replace those O-rings. Okay, well, let's get to work. So let's start off with removing this panel. Okay. That was held there by hopes and dreams, apparently. Quite the intake. You can almost fit your head in here. You know, I was expecting things to be more stuck. But dude, everything is just so loose. Everything is like, well, either missing or just about to fall off. Tina mingi jobu kuradi voolik, mine pekki. Dude, I've been able to work for like 15 minutes without any rain. Check what's brewing there. You know, I would love to just kind of keep working on this thing, but the weather is not playing ball. I'm not sure if I'm gonna go into the gap for this video. We'll see how long that piece will take. My main goal right now is to stop that leak and make it drivable so I could just park it somewhere else. Because check that thing out there. From this area, it's just kind of flowing onto my tarmac. So I really want to do my backyard road and stop that from happening. But I cannot. The Kirovets is in the way. So we gotta do this first. Okay, so now comes the moment of truth. Will these nuts come off, or they will do something bad? Yeah, I think I'm just gonna heat them before I even dry. Yes. Mine. Didn't go like full throttle from the start, just hammering it slowly and then building up pressure. I think is better, but looks like it's coming off. Back and forth, back and forth. There we go. Be gone, rusty nut job. Guys, we can even see the exhaust turbo side. What do you think? Is that thing shut? What is the bearing doing? Look at that, man. No blade in the turbo. That is smooth as an apple pie. That's why it sounds so good. The turbo is okay. At least the exhaust side. Kind of surprised considering what the engine oil was doing. That feels so good. It's so smooth. No blade in it at all. It's rock solid. And the exhaust itself looks pretty... Well, I'm just gonna lie. It looks pretty good. Like tiny hole there. I would say this part is pretty good. That, not so much. And that's okay-ish. So all I really need to do here is add about 6 millimeters of paint on it. And then we're good. Now I wonder how would this thing sound without the exhaust. I think the sound would be pretty interesting. It's like the exhaust is coming straight into the cab. Wonder how long you would survive. Oh, there's a bunch of wires as well. So I just kind of cut them straight away. Welcome to the hood. Wow, this thing actually looks so weird without that bonnet piece. Looks like a Looks like a... I can't even think of any comparison. It just kind of looks weird. But check it out how much room there is still there. It's no wonder they made a V12 version of this tractor. So that engine is quite a ways longer. But that one is without the turbo. Sadly. You should probably try to unbolt them. The frame is pretty rough, but the bolts seem to hold. Kind of found something interesting. So see those mounts there? I think those are for the V12 engine mounts. The V8 is sitting there, but the V12 is a bit longer. And in factory they installed both of them because it's, you know, cheaper and easier sometimes to make the frame uniform. So something interesting to point out, I guess. Luckily there isn't really much in the way. You just need to remove this. You need to remove that. And I think the giant hydraulic line or a section of it needs to come off as well. Oh, definitely that hose plus the drive shaft. Okay. What? The hell, bro? Not good. That is not good at all. Oh man. Dude, this thing just kind of keeps getting better and better. The deeper we go, the more crap we find. Oh man. I'm betting that's not a cheap fix as well. Drive shaft of that size, probably hundreds of dollars. Let's take it off, then see what we're dealing with, what type of damage we got. Just gonna will the round stock between these two holes, man. No, I don't really like that play there as well. You can see that play. Check that play out. Shouldn't this plate be like static? I don't think this should move, but it's doing that. No, I don't think that's correct. I think it's possible maybe this bearing inside this housing is totally kaput. It's not... Kurat, mis pidi, mul läheb meelest. Alla pead keerama, jobu raisk. It's not looking good, guys. But, you know, this thing is coming off anyway, so hopefully we can fix that as well. Some of you might say that, hey, why did you even bother taking the bumps off? Just to remove the entire thing. Well, actually, yes and no. Because the bumps, they were huge and kinda in the way. Now I have a lot more access because I removed those bumps, so it's all good. Are they supposed to be so loose? They're like not even torqued down. It's just kind of are there. They're just kind of there. I don't know. What the hell? Oh, there's a coupler. Does this come out? You know, the blade is from the teeth, but I think actually the shaft seems solid. I didn't see that move. Whatever, man, we'll see better later. Same deal, man, totally loose. What is up with that? See, they're all loose. I don't think that's normal. You know, that carpet down there is just so sweet. Everything I drop down, I can easily find it. A lot better than searching in mud. I thought it's gonna be an issue when it rains, but no. So far, you know, the carpet gets wet, sure, but it's no real problem overall. I was cleaning the attic the other day and I found a bunch of more carpets, and I did not throw any of them away. I kind of fell in love with that stuff. It's a lot better. I think it's easier to just kind of drop it down. Yeah. Oh man, that feels solid. Check that out. No play at all. I don't feel anything anymore. Hey, maybe that drop fixed it. Please, 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 please. Strange. Dude, there's no play on this side. This is solid. That's solid, man. What do you want? Go eat a cow. No blade. Completely solid. I guess this side, it feels like it has a bit hard time turning this way, but there's no play. I think it just needs some fresh grease. Yeah, the joints are, they feel good. You know, I think the play is from the coupler where this thing was connected to. That thing had quite a bit of play. But I think it's easier if I pull the entire transfer case out of there, then we can diagnose that problem. Or the bearing, it's possible. Maybe the coupler plus the bearing is bad, and that kind of gave us the illusion that the joint on the drive shaft is bad. But this is solid. Let's just kind of grease these things up, then we should be good. Okay. I don't think I've seen that before. Maybe this is like a cork. Strange. This side, it does not have anything, no ports, no openings, it's completely sealed unit. But that side has that nut there. I'm not really sure what that is for. Maybe it's a greasing point. It's loose. Well, there's grease in there. I assume that's just a greasing port. Yeah, grease. So you don't really want to overdo it. Don't put too much grease in there. These are actually supposed to be seals. They probably don't work anymore, but if you put too much stuff there, then you're gonna you're gonna ruin the seals. What is strange though, why is there only one hole? None of the other joints have a hole. Just that one. That is very weird. This is what happens if you have a bottle of vodka next to your engineering paper. Effectively, I have no idea what to do right now. I need to do a bit of more research on this. A bit. You know, all the joints except one feel pretty good. So this is very good, but you know, that is good also. But left and right, this feels clunky. It's kind of weird. It doesn't have any play in it. It's solid, but It feels like there's no grease in it at all. It's like empty. Now I have never opened these things up. I don't really know how yet. I've heard that you need to press it out some way. Yeah, this feels kind of hard. It like gets stuck on this position. I think there's something wrong with this joint only. Everything else looks good. You know, I'm gonna deal with this later. I need to do a bit of more research on that. But anyway, I think there is enough room now. The thing should come out. I'm kind of starting to forget how to reassemble this thing. Already removed so much crap. So if possible, I'm gonna try not to remove anything else. Yeah. So I'm gonna try to use the Soviet tractor over there, but I'm not sure how high it will lift. If it's not high enough, then I need to cherry rig something here. Not again, man. This would be like the 6th time today. I get to work 1 hour and then we have a massive rainstorm with thunder. It just keeps happening. We got another one there. Oh man. Well, at least the grass is growing, so that's great. We even got a rainbow there. That is a lot better. Go away. I don't need you. Right now. Guess it didn't want to go away. My carpet is all wet now. Still very comfy. I think this will come out very easily, considering the amount of crude which has engulfed the area. Shouldn't be any issues. Oh yay, more rain. Maybe I should put the hood back on. I'm hiding under the engine. I am completely dry. But oh, you got crap there. Although I don't have any hood on, the engine is just so huge, completely covers me. That's another plus why I needed to buy this thing, so I can hide under it when it rains. I would say that's a strong valid point. How many people can say that they can hide under a V8 engine and not get wet from rain? Here's one guy. Hi. I wonder if this thing has ever come off the machine. It is unlikely. So I'm not really sure if there's like a gasket or glue or something in between the two housings, and I'm afraid it's just stuck together like concrete. Not gonna move. Yo, I think it moved. Oh man. Look at that, it's moving. It's not stuck. That's good. That's very good. The sun will shine on the old Kirovets once again. What a load of crap. Yeah, it's rotating. That was easy. Kuradi antenn. Mis asja sa tahad? Raadio Elmarit kuulata. Wait a minute, guys. Didn't I say at the start of this video I'm not gonna take this thing off? How did we end up here? Whatever. You know, 2 people would be excellent right now. Someone to hold my bands up while I try to lift this thing out of here. For safe measure, I should just remove these 2 lines. Then I can just lift the thing out of there. I don't need to risk anything. Technically I should be free. I don't see any O-rings though. I see grooves for some really thick O-rings, but I don't see any O-rings. That's pretty interesting. Did they just resign at one point? Or am I missing some information here? Let's try to get it out of here before I break something. Oh, and we got another rain cloud coming. Yes. And now we get a better look at the thing. Definitely a pee hole there. Couple of pee holes here. Yeah. Guys, can you see that? The tips are bent. Why is that so? Oh, yeah. It should be flush, like so. Maybe it's missing a washer or something. There is a dreaded hole in the center. I don't think this should move. But I'm not 100% sure. Let's go check out the other side. So my plan was to get the thing Yo, that does not sound right. The bearing feels solid, but something's amiss. The heck? I don't think that's normal, man. That does not feel normal. Then again, I don't really know how this thing is designed or built. Maybe that blade is normal. Because it's not the shaft that is moving, it's actually... the entire thing is moving in there. Oh please, I don't want to dive into this thing. No, I don't want to do that. But I will do it if I need to. So let's go check out the flywheel side. Dude. This thing is freaking huge. Just gonna spray some looby doob here. Because this is untreated steel, it will rust up like nothing. Milline pekki, mitu kuradi vihmapilve siit üle käib ühe päeva jooksul? This is getting old, guys. I'm gonna stop recording this. Ooh. Looks pretty gnarly. There isn't much to it. It's just a massive block of steel. And I don't think this has ever come off the machine. This looks like factory installed. But I don't think I need to do anything here. This looks pretty good. Huh? How did I not see this before? That bearing is totally shot. Great success! I wonder what those bearings are doing then. I don't think that means anything. Well, that doesn't move. But that... It's possible that bearing is shot as well. Because look how that moves, and that is solid. That doesn't move at all. So possibly two bearings are totally kaput. And the bearings are lubricated by the gearbox or transmission fluid. The input line is this. It goes to all of the three bearings. And this is the output port for the fluid. But because both of the pumps were leaking on the thing, it also leaked hydraulic fluid straight into this housing. Now normally I don't think that's really a noticeable issue because all the fluid would be taken away by this hose. And there should be a seal here, or two of them. Now I'm not really sure what type of a seal it needs to be. Either a really thick O-ring, because there are two grooves in there. They're quite big. I was hoping that there would be something here, so I could know what to buy. Because there is absolutely nothing here. All the oil that went into the housing, some of it escaped through here. And because this area is just open with the flywheel, the oil leaked out from there. So I think I need to like mostly rebuild this part. I'm looking at that bearing, and probably also that bearing in there needs to be replaced. And I need to figure out what type of seal goes there. Now, if I somehow manage that, then theoretically I can reassemble everything. And it should be a lot better. But I don't think my genius plan will work. Now, I wanted to put the pumps on the thing here and then lower the entire thing into the box. Now that would be super convenient, but I don't think I can do it. I don't think that will work. And I think for that to happen, I need to remove this side of the turbo. Then, and maybe then I have enough room. Because this thing came out of here, it was just kind of grinding against this and barely got past that. So very, very minimal room. And I don't really want to touch the turbo, guys. I'm afraid this thing will just kind of break off from somewhere. This is cast iron, very fragile. And even if I take this off, I still don't think it will fit. Because this will give me so much room. But the bumps, they're like this wide. I don't think this will help, even if I remove that part. Found the thing. That thing is this thing. So, yep, that's the drain line. Number 14, inlet line, yep. Number 5, seals on the other side. There, couple of grooves, can see clearly seals. So according to the book, there should be 2 seals there. It's kind of weird that they're missing. Either they were never installed or they have just left the housing. Get it? Sadly, it doesn't say what the seal size needs to be. So I need to measure that somehow. But let's start off from the other side. Start disassembling the thing. I don't know, guys. It seems to me that the bearing is just about to fall out of its housing or something. It's kind of moving in there. Pretty sure it's not supposed to move like that. I don't think I have the right tool to open it. No way, man. I do not have the right tool for that. because I gotta go buy a new tool. Oh boy, I'm excited. Now before I take a trip to the city, I'm gonna try to get this bearing off. Something is definitely off. Shouldn't make that noise. And I'm gonna also try to take some measurements of that seal. You should be able to manage this. This thing is about to explode. Didn't break though. I should probably turn the thing the other way. Don't really want the thing to explode against the kinkmobile. Holy hell, man, this thing doesn't want to let go. It should come. I don't see anything that's stopping it. I don't know. Okay, well let's try this thing. Place your bets which one will explode first. The bearing or the puller. Is that warping inwards? I gotta see this. Look at that. That is just warping, man. The hell? Now I'm genuinely amazed that this thing is still spinning. So maybe it works better now. Still no play. Maybe I fixed it. Holy hell! Kind of broke this thing though. I mean, the tip is just warped inwards and the anchor bolts are all banana. Very good. How am I even supposed to measure that thing, man? Kurat, mis nuttu on? Looks like the groove thickness is about 7 millimeters. Depth is also 7 millimeters. Got to measure the size. Something 12. $125 maybe. More or less. Yeah, I need a bigger caliper for this size, but I think it's 125. Gonna go with that. Gonna go try to find some parts for this piece. Okay, well, back from the shop. Got a new bearing, which we just pulled off. This was in stock and everything. I got lucky with that. Bunch of snap rings, some seals, couple of manly snap ring removers. I would say these are like medium stuff, but this should work pretty well for me. And I don't think I will be buying D11s anytime soon. Some bearing installation glue, just in case. That, and just you know, a bunch of bolts and nuts. Once we start reassembling everything, I'm gonna put new bolts and nuts everywhere. Except these. These were the drive shaft installation bolts. According to the book, these are extra strong, extra special, extra big, bunch of more extras. So I cannot replace these with standard bolts. I need some special crap, which I don't have. So I will take these back to the machine. I also bought that thing. And the old was pretty badly rotten out, especially on this location. Just a bunch of holes in it. That most likely is not good. So yeah, I got a new one, but I don't think it's like well designed for that purpose. It's kind of generic. The guy did not have that. So this was the next best thing which was available. This was really expensive, by the way. $100 for this piece. It's just a stupid pipe. I don't get it. Why so expensive? But yeah, what was I supposed to do? It was the only thing that matched the size. And the only thing available which would remotely work. So I just kind of went with it. There we go. Just need the right tool. Now guys, I did also explore the possibility of getting that special tool. Special puller tool which is meant for... You okay? Which is meant for these types of situations. So this is a special type of bearing puller, it's called. Pulls the bearing out from the grooves inside. But maybe it's not even necessary considering how loose the thing is. Maybe it's just kind of comes out. It's very loose from its bore, but I'm not sure about this side. Maybe it's stuck there. It's pretty stuck. Oh, by the way, the tool, yeah. The special tool, $287. Obviously, I did not buy it. I cheapskaped out. I figured maybe I can get it out without that tool. Gotta figure something out. Nope, that does not fit. This is a pretty interesting way to get the bearing out. Yeah, definitely this bearing has spun inside the housing. Groove marks on the bearing surface. So this has not stayed put for some reason. Yeah, good. It took a little hit, but bearings are usually made out of really strong steel. They rarely bend, they just kind of explode. It is a bit funny though. I showed a picture of this bearing to the guy who sold me the smaller bearing, and he told me, okay, you need this too. It's only almost $300. Well, no. All I needed was a hammer. That went pretty well. Let's check that piece out as well. That is very funky looking. This one does not even move, but look what that is doing. What? I got crap on my face. Is it better now? Camera. Stop blinding me. Okay, that's good. So how does this crap come off? Oh, there's a gap there. It's very hardly noticeable though, but I think there is a gap there. There's definitely no gap here, I checked. This is cast. So I'm thinking let's just kind of undo those and the thing should pop off. Interesting. The thing comes off, which I was not expecting to come off. Yeah, I was not expecting this. No, I think the bearing is actually deep in there. It's not... This is not play from the bearing, this is just a coupler. Which is just kind of loosely there, I guess. I think this thing is actually the gear assembly, which is around the bearing. Or at least it's part of the upper gear assembly. Kind of afraid to pull the thing out. Kind of a wuss. I think that bearing is good. This coupler just seems so loose for some reason. But the bearing itself looks good. Dude, that bearing is fine. I don't know why this coupler is just jumping around so much. So I'm not gonna go any deeper. Just let's reseal the entire thing and... You know what, guys? I'm gonna put the pumps on. Maybe I can wiggle it in place somehow. Oh, I don't think so, but maybe. Maybe. If not, we can always go plan B. Just grab the chainsaw and make some room. Looks nice. Any of you guys tried that gasket remover spray thing? I'm kind of tempted to buy, but I haven't tried it before. A lot of you have recommended to me do some carbide scalpel or something like that. Carbide scalpel. But none of the local stores, they supply it. I think the local stores don't have it. Need to order it from the real world. This stupid gasket is pretty strong. These Soviet cancer gaskets are extremely effective though. They will outlast the machine. You never really wanna wire brush that thing. You will get asbestos everywhere in the air. White lines there. Asbestos wipers. I've heard they're very tasteful. Oh look, it's Mr. Rain again. Hi. Glad of you to stop by. So guys, I'm not gonna secure these 100% just yet. Maybe I do need to take them off. I'm not really sure right now. But if I don't, then later I will undo the nuts a bit, add a little bit of thread locker, and torque these things to spec. Snap! Yo, that's a lot better. Okay, well now we just need a new main bearing there. The only thing I can currently do is just put a new gasket there. Guys, I just kind of realized something. So the oil port, right? This is what's supposed to oil the main bearing. But look at that gunk in there. All this crap went into the main bearing. And there's also a shaft seal here. I did not even see this before. But, you know, it's there. You can literally see daylight through it. So it's not sealing anything. Damn. Wow, so crusty in there. So this skunk was running through the main bearing. No wonder that thing is non-functional. See guys, that thing is so clogged. It doesn't even let brake cleaner through. But basically guys, I just need 3 more items. And then I can fully assemble the thing. Need the main bearing, that seal, and if possible I'm gonna get a new snap ring, although I think this is fine. I could totally reuse that, but if they have it in stock, I'm gonna get a new one. The third thing is a bit trickier though. Those 2 seals, I don't really know where to get them, but I'm gonna keep looking. Maybe I can find something. Okay, so this took quite a bit of time, but I did manage to finally get the bearing. Old snap ring. Guy told me this is fine, no problem. And he told me that this bearing, the old one, yeah, it's not the worst, but personally he would replace it. Because considering how long the thing has been inside the machine. and it has visible blade. We got that shaft seal as well, which went there. But guys, about the seals. So I acquired some new information. So this diagram, it's a bit misleading to people who don't know how to read this stuff. So basically me. But anyway, this is not the complete unit. I mean this thing. It is not completely that thing. What I mean is that part of this is still inside the machine. So, well, basically this area, the thickness of my finger is that thing. So those two O-rings or seals are behind this thing, namely in there somewhere. And into those grooves, nothing. By design, nothing. So those are supposed to be empty. I mean, if we look extremely closely, maybe we can... Not sure if you can see it, but those grooves have holes at the bottom. Once we figured out how this thing is supposed to work, how is it supposed to seal oil from coming that way and going that way, it kind of makes sense. I went to like 5 different hydraulic shops, was talking about seals that don't even exist. No wonder the guys had no idea what I was talking about. But by some miracle, I did manage to find a couple of O-rings which perfectly fit into those grooves. You see, very nicely goes in there, but we can't use this because by design this is required to be exposed. And the way it's supposed to seal oil from leaking one department to another is via that thread. This thing is called oil thread or something like that. Just the first time ever I'm seeing or hearing that technology. But basically the way it works, pretty simple. While the thing is spinning, the threads are pushing the oil back, and that's it. That's how it's supposed to seal. What I don't understand though, how is it supposed to seal when the engine is not spinning? Because if I recall, the leak started after it shut down the engine. My guess is that the pumps kept leaking even after I shut down the engine and the oil had nowhere else to go. And because that thing was not spinning while the machine was parked, the oil just had nowhere else to go. Kind of makes sense, I guess. So all we need to do, just reinstall that main bearing and we're good to go. As long as the pump seals hold, it shouldn't leak out anymore. Yo, this feels solid, no play at all. Although I do have to remove that guard thing. It's not required because it will be looped by the gearbox oil. I have to get the guards off. The guy told me to just gonna try to pry the thing off, I guess. But I don't think I need to clean that grease out. The gearbox oil is probably gonna wash it out eventually. This one. Thing just kind of wants to go on the one side. Already stuck. Oh, okay. Dude, it's already... Can't move it anymore. Guess I have to go buy that $300 dual after all. Just getting this thing aligned. It's gonna be annoying. Kind of wants to go to one side. I think it's gonna be too loose in there. Get the thing centered. Dude, it took me freaking forever. I was starting to lose hope, but I think I got it now. Oh, that's not right. Something is not correct, guys. Why is it crooked like that? It's getting better, but I think I did something incorrectly. Or I'm not really sure. I think I know now why that edge was messed up. It's because of the hammering. But I need to spin the thing at the same time and then hammer it. I think it's sort of evening out now, but still kind of wobbling. For some reason the engagement gear does not want to engage. Something is still off. It's coming out slowly. Maybe I can thread something down there. Oh, that started to work now. Still wobbling though. Zero blade, however. I think I went too far. Oh man, what the hell? Where's the limiter? I need that snap ring area out, and if I install the snap ring, then just bottom out the bearing, then it should be right where it's supposed to be. Yep. Didn't get set now. Does the gear work? Okay, that works pretty good. Oh yeah, need to. Can't forget that in there. Bye. Now this flange or blade, it will secure the bearing inside the housing, so it can't move out anymore. Now the oil seal, I cannot push it all the way in. It actually needs to be on the outside surface, because this oil line, which is supposed to, that oil line will lubricate the main bearing. The oil will come into this area, and the seal is supposed to stop it from leaking out into the environment. But I can't push it all the way in. It just kinda needs to be flat with the shaft. What is that crap? Oh, that's silicone right there in the oil line. Check it out. We got silicone stuck there, red silicone. Mean. We got it. Okay, clear now. Wait a minute. That wasn't the oil hole, that's a bolt hole. One of the bolts came out, now I remember. Yeah, my bad. Sorry about the lens. I did not know. I think it works. I think that's about it. So both the pumps got some service, new gaskets and seals. The main drive bearing got one of those. The back end bearing or whatever that thing is called. And unless I forgot something, then this thing is ready to go back into the machine. Yeah. Now as for this thing, actually I found in the book where it detailedly explains how to service this. I read it from point to point. I still did not understand squat. But what I learned is that that block there is actually not a grease refill port. Rather, it's... Well, basically when you assemble this thing, you fill it with grease manually. And when you press it or hammer it together, you leave that little hole open there, so extra grease can exit. What puzzles me though is why does that side not have one? No idea. But Stalin's diary clearly tells us that there is supposed to be like a grease port, number 17, there, somewhere in the middle. I'm not really sure what does that even supposed to grease. It doesn't say. Yeah, but I checked. This thing does not have any more grease ports anywhere. Not on the shaft or anything. Unless it's hiding somewhere. I'm not sure. But currently I'm not gonna bother with this. You know, it seems solid. No play at all. Both the joints seem solid. So I'm gonna throw this back at the machine. If it wobbles there, then we'll take it off again. Right now it seems pretty decent. But guys, before I throw that thing back in there, I wanna add some paint to it. Then at least something in the Kirovets looks like it has been freshly painted. Just try to get the gunk off and throw some paint on it. I will pretend I did not see that. There's a lot of gunk in there, man. Now maybe while we got the thing off, maybe let's explore that area as well. What do you think? I don't really wanna, but I believe it's the right thing to do. You know, let's see. Maybe we can clean the insides a bit. You guys, I'm willing to bet they did not even bother to remove the cancer gasket and just kind of glued it over with red. You know, for once my curiosity was not satisfied. This is pretty clean. But I can make it cleaner. Time well spent that. What? Batmobile has arrived. How in the name of donkey does this thing just kind of break? Looks like a chihuahua just hammered through the thing. Piece of crap, man. Piece of crap. Oh no. It's a bit fat. Oh yeah. Definitely better. I mean, it cleaned out the inside pretty well. Some of this stuff is just like concrete. It doesn't want to come off. So I have to do some manual labor here. What the hell? Doesn't even come off with wire brush. Damn. I didn't think my orbital paint job would come out this good. It even looks good from orbit. Sexy. I also drew some hot rod red on the drive shaft there. No particular reason, you know. Just, yeah, I figured a piece of red in between a couple of pieces of yellow is just a great boner source. I can confirm it works. Dirty. It's definitely better. It's not perfect, but I can work with this. I'm gonna swap that line out. That kind of looks funky. I'm sure this still works. It just kind of looks weird. There is no pressure in this line though. This is just some bearing lubrication somewhere. Looks to be going to the front end somewhere. Dude, didn't I just wash the thing? There's mud everywhere. Not even close, bro. I need to take the bumps off, definitely. Guys, so while I've been in here, you know the handbrake, or as the book likes to say it, gear brake. Or was it transmission brake? Dude, who cares? Basically the lever, the hand lever you pull in the gap, activates the center brakes. This thing, so that's purely mechanical. There is no fanciness going on there. Basically you just kind of pull the lever, which pulls this ball upwards and then forces this glass against the brake disc. So maybe I can do a quick demonstration. So like that. But I think it needs some adjustment, because if I pull the thing from the cab, yeah, the thing about thing operates, but I'm not sure if it's putting any pressure on the brake pad. No, it's moving very little though. You know what? I think it just needs a new set of brake pads. I think these are too worn out. They're probably not catching, unless I can adjust the thing from somewhere. Or maybe the thing is just on the wrong spot, you know. Maybe the thing is just on the wrong spot. Maybe it needs to be there instead. I think that kind of makes more sense. I don't really see much difference. You know, it would be great if I could get at least the parking brake to work. And let's go check out the diary. Maybe Stalin had a few pointers. Oh, there we go. Brakes. Normal brakes. Parking brake. 179. So those are the normal brakes. I'm gonna deal with that sometime in the future, yo. Parking brake. Dude, this is not the same. Nüüd seisupidur. Mitu kuradi pidurit seal traktoril on, ma ei saa aru. This is something else, guys. This is a drummer brake. This is not a disc brake. I have no idea where this is located. This is not what's in the book. Interesting. You know, let's just kind of learn something Maybe it will work. Yeah, I think that looks pretty good. Only way to know if it works is to test it out. But possibly we have brakes. The thing is not like balanced. It's kind of crooked to that side. I think it's because the bumps are not on. It would add more weight to that side. Really, this is like a two-man operation. At least it should be. But since when does that stop us? Figure something out. Well, there goes my orbital paint job. It's not so orbital anymore. But I think this method is working. It's definitely going in there, and I think it's pretty much set. This is so tiring. When I bought this too with my kindergarten allowance, never in a million years I thought I'm gonna use them for fixing up the gearbox. I'm not sure if that was worth mentioning. It just seems something cool, I guess. What gives, bro? And we're in. First bolt in. Oh man, yeah. There we go. Guys, let's go celebrate. Let's go shave our beard. Who needs champagne to celebrate? Just go grab a chainsaw and start cutting down trees. Makes a lot more sense. Oh man, I should have painted the thing black. I guess greasy gloves and half dried paint do mix very well. It's okay though. I'm just gonna draw some paint on the thing when it's spinning. But by the way, this is the moment of truth. Will this drive shaft wobble once I lock it down? Yeah, that's not the U-joint. That is not the U-joint. It's 100% the coupler, or whatever you call that piece of crap. The thing that went into the shaft, that is very loose. And I don't think I can really do anything about that. I think the U-joint itself is good. It's just that blade in between worn out somehow. I'm not sure how, because you know, I don't think I can do anything about that right now. I mean, maybe tomorrow. Maybe there's a little bit of less play. I can't remember when I took it apart. This was so long time ago, like last week. It's kind of weird. Also, it seems that maybe it's the U-joint, but then again, maybe not. So weird. What do you guys think? But you know, so much for my super sexy paint job. Don't like it very much. Apparently, drive shafts are one of those items which is better to paint on the machine. Good to know. Good news, guys. Thanks to all the YouTube members that I received last month, I was able to buy a couple of wrenches. How about that? Dreams to come true. By the way, I found a date on one of these hoses. 1982, guys. 1982. No, they're still fine. I'm sure they will not leak for another 100 years. Mostly the issue is their stiffness. They're like concrete pipes. They've been on the spot for so long time. They hardly bend or anything. Holy moly, man. I think that's all the big boys in place now. Should be a lot easier from now on. Guys, check that out. This is one of those things. Usually this means this was installed by a qualified Soviet ninja. Mechanical ninja. I'm impressed. But anyway, guys, gonna quickly reinstall all the non-essentials and maybe then we can take it to a test drive. Guess who's back, guys? I spy with my glorious eye. Supermom has returned. So she's been like bedridden for at least a month now due to that back injury she had, but she's getting better now. First time back after a month. And the first thing she does, jumped on the lawnmower and hit the high seas. Man, that is one crazy woman. So I'm gonna skip making a gasket for that, and that one there is intact. I don't think it's gonna leak, but if it does, then I'm gonna buy some gasket material for this part sometime later. I had some great success with this stuff on the Bobcat, getting rid of the exhaust leaks, so I think this will work. Keep your pants on, guys. Soon. jah, mis juhtus?
Pents sai otsa.
Oota, aga mul siin pents on üleval. Okei, päeva. Kurat küll. Kind of starting to regret buying this pipe. Yeah, it's not very flexible. Although it says extra flexible, it is not. That is complete hocus pocus there. At best case, I would compare it to the 30-year-old Soviet pipes. And I don't think I can bend this turn. Putting that on there. It's a piece of crap pointless pipe, man. Oh my. Holy crap, man. Never mind, I think I got it on. It took me like an hour to get this thing on here. The thing does not flex at all. Definitely gonna go back to the shop. Throw the remaining pieces at the guy's face. He fed me complete BS. This is horrible. This is the worst pipe I've ever dealt with. So one downside though, this thing being so secured. If that turbo decides to run away, then there is no easy access to the air intake. Gotta grab my chainsaw with me every time I go on a road trip with this thing. Zoom! Do that bit. And then pour a couple of gallons of diesel down the pipe. You know, up here I think it's pretty much finished. At least that's all I can remember. Probably forgot something. Now in the last video I noticed a couple of hose which were leaking down there. So I'm gonna sort them out as well. So I think these are there. Now guys, before we go to the milk mission, I want to check out the engine oil, both the filter and the refinery. I know I didn't run the engine that long in the last video. I'm guessing maybe like an hour total, but maybe that's enough to see some results. Plus, I want to change out the refinery. You guys told me that adding JB weld on one side gonna make the thing out of balance, and those things apparently spin very fast, so they need to be balanced or they can explode. Luckily, Steve though got me a pretty nice replacement. It's not new, it has this dent in it, but you know, I'm guessing it's better than what I have. Plus he cleaned it for me, so I'm not gonna open it up. It should be pretty clean inside. Feels very light. You know, maybe the thing already exploded. That would be news to me. Personally, I don't think so. It looks pretty good. Or maybe not. I think that crack has advanced a bit. Yeah, although I cleaned that last time, this feels heavier. You know, maybe I will open it up later. This is definitely lighter. And yeah, the crack has opened up again, so that did not hold. Good thing Steve got me a spare. That would have been a problem maybe one day. What? Dude, these are not the same. First of all, that thing is missing bushing, plus the hole is different, and both of the jets, they're also different design. I don't think this is the same. This is some different model. Man. So guys, but I just got an idea. Maybe I can, you know, just swap out the leads. Looks like maybe they're the same size. Like 1, 2, 3. Like maybe, I don't know. It looks pretty clean. It either hasn't worked or it hasn't worked long enough. You can work. This is a different design. Looks nice and clean, but some spring in there. I don't think I can swap out the leads. Oh yeah, it's smaller. Yeah, this will not work. You know, but I think this should work on Joseph. Joseph's refinery was a bit different. Okay, well, for the time being, I'm gonna go with this option. A lot of you actually recommended this, just drill holes to stop the cracking from continuing. It's gonna leak oil from those holes, yes, but I think it's better than this thing being unbalanced. So I'm gonna try to find like a solution for this, if possible, a replacement, probably a replacement. But right now I'm gonna throw this back, just gonna do the milk run with it. Sure, it can handle that. But let's go check out the main filter as well. In the last episode I cleaned it up and we ran the engine for maybe like 1 hour. So I think that's pretty clean. No reason to even open it up. But just in case, let's check it out. Wow, what? Didn't I clean this in like the last episode or something like that? How is this engine still running? That is my question. I completely cleaned this up and maybe ran the engine for 1 hour. This is the result. I'm not sure what the crap that is. Probably just screwed from inside the engine. This looks pretty bad. This looks not good. Well, what can I do? I'm just gonna clean this up and throw it back. Well, look at the bright side, guys. At least the filter is doing its thing. But honestly, I did not expect what I just saw. I was expecting maybe a little bit of poo, but the entire filter was covered with it. I'm guessing the first oil change I did on this tractor in the last 30 freaking years loosened up some dirt inside the engine. I assume I need to do several more oil changes and check the filter every 10 minutes. Anyway guys, I think this thing is ready now. Refilled the hydraulic tank, all 120 liters of it. Check the engine oil, the gearbox oil. I filled the radiator with that Kool-Aid again. And I also primed the fuel system. But I'm not really sure if it's like primed. I don't know, I had a lot of air come out of those lines. At the end I started to get fuel, but it was fuel mixed with a lot of air. And that just kind of didn't stop. So I'm not sure if it's primed. I checked both the fuel tanks. That one there has about 30 something liters and the other one is 120 liters. So we have plenty of fuel for this thing. Can pick up at least 2 buckets of milk. But first I'm gonna let it sit for a little bit, about an hour, see if there are any visible leaks anywhere. And then I'm gonna start the thing up. Gonna let it idle on the spot for a while, just kind of looking for leaks. If there are none, then we'll go on a little ride. You know, that milk mission that I was talking about. Gonna do that. Hopefully everything goes supreme. I definitely don't want these suckers to fly out of here during our little trip to space, yo.
Okay.
Kütuse teema, ma arvan. Ei saa kütust praegu. Okay guys, so the thing seems to work right now, so let's go buy that milk. Yeah. This is an automatic transmission, so just pull that way and it will go faster. Oh yeah, there is a tree in the way. Oh crap. drive this thing. It's like driving a brick. You can't see anything. I don't understand how the farmers used it. Yeah, and there's no air conditioning in the cab. So dude, yeah, I was sweating like a pig. That was insane. I mean, it's just basically a free sauna for you. By the way, guess what? The brakes started to work. Up on the hill there, when I started to come back, slammed on the brakes and the machine just jerked to a stop. Basically, just the AS cams are stuck or they need to be lubricated a lot. Yeah, so the system works, but it's just been sitting for a while. Yeah, but let's check. Well, first we have an oil leak here. That's a fuel leak actually. Fuel leak actually. Well, this banjo is kind of untight. Basically new copper washer. This is also dripping from down beneath. Yeah, so this is the turbo filter. Yeah. It's black, but it's not milky, so I guess that's a win. Black is a diesel color. Yeah. Let's look at down beneath. Let's look at what's going on here. The most important thing is, will we get a hydraulic leak? Yeah, well, there's something here. Oh no. I can actually see where it's dripping. Yeah, look, that one hose there needs to be clamped down. Look. It's basically, ouch. Yeah. You look at the upper hose where, you know, the line is. Yeah. Oh, look at this. This fitting is leaking. Now that the machine has run some, you can see a lot of the leaks. Yeah, I think you should just pretty much grease the snot out of all the S-cams. Just like your friend said. Yeah. Where's the water leak? There must be a water block. It's behind the starter somewhere. It's coming up. Yeah. So maybe it's coming up from the engine. Could be. Oh, my man! Look at this. What a deal! That's a farmer's easy fix, man. Homemade gasket replacement. Look at that. That's some cardboard, probably. No, this actually is gasket material. Gasket material, yeah. That's amazing, you know. Not old toilet paper or anything. Oh man, guess I hit something. Yeah, I guess we have to go and. Oh. No. No, it's warm, pretty warm. It's not rusty. Oh. Nice warm water. Let's go to the sauna. Water is ready. Yeah, well, at least it's cleaning something out of the system. Yeah, it's leaking from somewhere here again. Quite still. Oh, so this is a steel airline here. Yeah. Completely rusted out. Yeah. I think you may have to replace certain airline fittings. That's your basically next job. Wow, I did not know that was an airline. I thought that was an oil line. It's an airline. But that's an airline, yeah. Just rusted out. So guys, let's kind of summarize the situation up. Thing runs, goes forward, goes backwards, has a lot of problems, no doubt. But you know, it works. Yeah. It's not yard art anymore. Well, it's a usable yard art. A yard art that you can move from point A to point B. Yeah, and I guess the one reason why the other guy couldn't use this machine was that major oil leak from that pump housing. Yeah, we'll see if that. Hopefully, the fix I did will sort that out. A couple of things I noticed when I was riding it. So putting the thing in reverse is extremely annoying because these two gear levers, they kind of interact with each other, and you need to push that one down, then you need to turn this somewhere. Well, they kind of conflict with each other. I guess there's like a lot of play in these levers, so that also needs to be fixed, but it's not like a priority right now. Oh, I already told you this, but the brakes seem to work. At least they did a little bit of braking, and also it gets extremely hot in this cab for some reason. I'm guessing the heat comes up from down there somewhere, and you know, it has nowhere to go. So in the cab it gets very, very hot. So I assume the goal of this video was sort of achieved, which was to fix that leak, pray it will hold, and then just kind of park the thing here for now because I have other projects that I need to finish, and this thing was kind of in the way. So what's up for this monster truck in the next video? Currently I'm not really sure, I need to think it over. First things first, I have to go find my camera. I have one camera mounted here, or maybe on the other side, and it's gone. It's not here anymore. I'm guessing once I hit those trees it fell down somewhere, but you know, it was right at the front end. I probably like drove over it. If you guys saw footage of that camera, then I found it, but if not, well, I guess collateral damage. I think I lost it somewhere here. Has to be somewhere here, man. I've been running around in circles for 2 hours now. Cannot find it. It should be here somewhere. I did try the app. That did not work. I think the battery is just completely dead. It's not here, by the way. I went over this area like 10,000 times. It is not here. But don't get me wrong, guys. I'm gonna stay here as long as it takes. I'm gonna find that piece of crap. Even if it's broken, I don't really care about that. I want the footage on it. I'm gonna find that thing, mark my words. Oh look, I found the thing. No problem. Don't mind me, I'm just hiding the evidence. That tractor is not road legal. Don't wanna end up in DMV prison. The punishment is waiting in line forever. Okay, let's see. It's been about 3 hours now. If there are any leaks somewhere. There's nothing from there, which is very good. Guys, before we end this insane movie, let's check out the engine oil filter. Well, not as bad as the last time. This is about 2 hours of runtime though. I think I need a lot of oil changes on this machine, but the engine, it feels great. It sounds also great. It does have this distinctive knocking sound, but I don't think it's coming from the engine actually. You know, there is a major exhaust leak somewhere. I'm not really sure exactly where. I think somewhere there or behind this plate there is a exhaust leak. A lot of smoke came from that area. I think the knocking sound is from there. It's just my theory. Oh yeah, one more thing. So when driving this thing and you have the main gear shifter in gear, and then you just kind of select speeds with this thing. It's like first, second, third, fourth, fifth. That's neutral. That's some second neutral, I'm not really sure. But only the first two worked, like speeds. So these are like speeds, by the way. If I went third, then everything stopped. I did not try fourth or the last one, fourth and fifth, because third did nothing. I went back to do. I was in the middle of the hill and I did not want to roll backwards. Just some quick thinking there. But it seems that maybe we're missing some gears in the gearbox. You know, this is just a wild guess right now. Maybe I'm just stupid. But guys, I'm gonna wrap this insane crap up now. You know, it's been a nice ride, but it's time to do something else now. We'll continue the Kirovets project when I'm in the mood. Right now, gonna keep it here. So, bye.